If you are well, it is well, and I am also well. Welcome to the Stoic Cat. To a Stoic, a life of the highest good is the ultimate goal and achievement of human life, and everyone has the same rights and means to achieve it. The path goes through 4 virtues that lie at the core of Stoicism. If we practice these virtues, we can live in harmony with others and stay unruffled through hardships. Virtue is the all-embracing quality of a good human, and carrying it out in every situation is the most desired ambition of each Stoic. Virtue, meaning moral excellence, applies to everything that is under one's control in life. Stoics uphold the dichotomy of control as the first colossal pillar of Stoicism. The second pillar is virtue. To a Stoic, the only thing to make human life worthwhile is virtue. Virtue is the most important character trait in a Stoic, and a Stoic cannot exist without it. Any Stoic would tell you that virtue is indispensable for attaining eudaimonia, the Greek word for human flourishing or life satisfaction. Since virtue is a learnable skill, Stoics believe all humans should master it to live their best possible lives and attain the highest good, or the summum bonum. If you have an interest in learning more about Stoicism, or if you want to explore answers to some of life's most significant questions, please continue watching this episode. Also, let us know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now, the early Stoics divided this central virtue into 4 categories: wisdom, temperance, justice, and courage, each a separate cardinal virtue. Stoic thinkers see the 4 aspects of virtue as closely linked, but also as distinct from each other. To know more, let us delve into the virtues of Stoicism. Wisdom. The ability which by itself is productive of human happiness. The knowledge of what is good and bad, the knowledge that produces happiness, the disposition by which we judge what is to be done and what is not to be done. Also called prudence, Stoics explain practical wisdom or phronesis as the ability to understand and differentiate what is good, what is bad, and what is indifferent to human life. The virtue of wisdom allows us to make logical decisions and sound judgments from our knowledge and experience. Wisdom is the knowledge of what should and should not be done, or knowledge of what is good or bad or neither. The opposite of the virtue of wisdom is the vice of ignorance. We need the virtue of wisdom to attain peace and fulfillment. Wisdom has a direct hand in our happiness. Seneca said, "Without wisdom the mind is sick, and the body itself, however physically powerful, can only have the kind of strength that is found in a person in a demented or delirious state." Although one may see wisdom as synonymous with the overarching virtue excellence, the Stoics thought the 4 cardinal virtues were separate from virtue. Practical wisdom or prudence is a hallmark of the wise. The Stoics had reasons to believe practical wisdom is the proper expression of the virtue of wisdom. That is, wisdom is not of much value if it is not used in a practical sense. Look at it this way. We know that the wise is a synonym for the sage. So, a wise person can manifest wisdom like a sage. But a sage not only displays wisdom, but he also practices it. Temperance. Moderation of the soul concerning the desires and pleasures that normally occur in it. Harmony and good discipline in the soul in respect of normal pleasures and pains, concord of the soul in respect of ruling and being ruled, normal personal independence, good discipline in the soul, rational agreement within the soul about what is admirable and contemptible, the state by which its possessor chooses and is cautious about what he should. Also called moderation, the virtue of temperance relates to self-restraint, self-discipline, and self-control. It is the virtue concerned with the acquisition, the state by which a possessor is full of caution about what he should acquire before choosing what to get. Temperance is the practice that helps us thrive. It can give us abundance if we practice it at the right time and to the right degree. Stoics commonly equated temperance with self-control. It is doing what is necessary and essential, and not more. Seneca sagely advised, "You ask what is the proper limit to a person's wealth. First, having what is essential, and second, having what is enough." And also Seneca advised, "People who know no self-restraint lead stormy and disordered lives, passing their time in a state of fear commensurate with the injuries they do to others, never able to relax." The Stoics remind us to practice moderation in all forms, wealth, power, appetite, or any other form of indulgence. Justice. The unanimity of the soul with itself, and the good discipline of the parts of the soul with respect to each other and concerning each other, the state that distributes to each person according to what is deserved, the state on account of which its possessor chooses what appears to him to be just, the state underlying a law-abiding way of life, social equality, the state of obedience to the laws. Also called the virtue of morality, justice means doing what is right and fair, and doing it at all times, more so in times of weakness and adversity. People without a steady sense of moral justice live in mental chaos, since they have to pick from a handful of options each time they face a moral dilemma. They are mentally drained and lost in willpower over analyzing which one would serve them the best. Their idea of justice shifts from case to case as they try to balance each situation with how much it is beneficial to them against how much it is fair to others. From the Stoic point of view, justice is our duty to our fellow men and our society. A just person guides her decisions based on what is fair and gives others their proper dues even in turbulent times. Justice is thus also the virtue that involves distribution, the state of distributing to each person according to what they deserve. Musonius Rufus, one of the four great Stoic philosophers of the Roman Empire, along with Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, said of this: "To honor equality, to want to do good, and for a person, being human, to not want to harm human beings. This is the most honorable lesson, and it makes just people out of those who learn it." Courage. The state of the soul which is unmoved by fear. Self-restraint in the soul about what is fearful and terrible. Boldness in obedience to wisdom. Being intrepid in the face of death. The state which stands on guard over correct thinking in dangerous situations. The force which counterbalances danger. Force of fortitude in respect of virtue. Calm in the soul about what correct thinking takes to be frightening or encouraging things. The state which cleaves to the law. Also called fortitude, the virtue of courage is the state of standing strong and thinking correctly in dangerous and fearful situations. The Stoics warned us that courage without other virtues, most of all justice and wisdom, stops being a virtue. Instead, it becomes a vice. So, One cannot be courageous without being also good and straightforward lovers of truth. Courage also touches upon other emotions. Cicero points out we need to deal with excessive desire, pain or grief, immoderate pleasure, and anger with courage. Epictetus held that without persistence, we cannot endure hardships well, and may give in to sinful vices. And without self-control, we cannot resist the pleasures and give in to overindulgence. But being courageous is not only facing our fears and doing the right things, it is also showing indifference to external situations. The knowledge and practice of the 4 cardinal virtues are important because we can respond to every situation with these. Whenever life presents us with a dire situation, a condition of physical or mental pain, adversity or penury, an attack on our person and reputation, a temptation or a threat, we can choose to respond with virtue. These are the 4 Stoic cardinal virtues, the guides to work towards a life of the highest good. By practicing these virtues, you'll walk the path to live in harmony with the world and stay unruffled through life's hardships. Until then, take care, and until we meet again.